Today our topic is how to become mentally indestructible with Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to stay strong, calm, and focused no matter what life throws at us. It's not about being emotionless or cold, but about understanding what we can control and what we cannot, and living a life of virtue and wisdom. The goal of Stoicism is to build mental toughness, so we can face challenges with courage and peace. Let's explore how you can use Stoic principles to become mentally indestructible. First, let's talk about control. One of the most important ideas in Stoicism is the concept of control. The Stoics believe that some things are within our control, and some things are not. For example, you can control your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions, but you cannot control other people's opinions, the weather, or the past. If you spend your energy worrying about things you cannot control, you will feel frustrated and powerless. But if you focus on what you can control, you will feel empowered and strong. So, the first step to becoming mentally indestructible is to recognize the difference between what you can and cannot control. Ask yourself, is this within my power? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, take action. Next, let's talk about perspective. Life is full of challenges, but the way you see those challenges makes all the difference. The Stoics believe that it's not the event itself that causes us pain, but our judgment about the event. For example, if someone insults you, it's not the insult that hurts you, but your belief that the insult matters. If you can change your perspective, you can change your experience. Instead of seeing a problem as a disaster, try to see it as an opportunity to grow. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as a lesson. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So, practice changing your perspective. When something difficult happens, ask yourself, how can I see this differently? What can I learn from this? This shift in thinking will help you stay calm and resilient. Another key idea in Stoicism is acceptance. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go the way we want. The Stoics believe that fighting against reality only causes suffering. Instead, they taught us to accept what happens and focus on how we can respond. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive, but rather acknowledging the situation and finding a way forward. For example, if you lose your job, you can't change the fact that it happened, but you can choose how to react. You can use the situation as a chance to find a better job, learn new skills, or pursue a different path. Acceptance helps you stop wasting energy on things you can't change and focus on what you can do. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. So, practice accepting the present moment even if it's not what you wanted. Now, let's talk about virtue. The Stoics believe that the most important thing in life is to live with virtue. Virtue means doing the right thing, even when it's hard. It means being honest, kind, brave, and wise. The Stoics thought that everything else in life, money, fame, success, is less important than virtue. If you live with virtue, you will have inner peace, no matter what happens around you. So focus on being a good person. Do what is right, even when no one is watching. Be kind to others, even when they are not kind to you. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. When you live with virtue, you build a strong character, and that makes you mentally indestructible. Another Stoic practice is negative visualization. This might sound strange, but it's a powerful tool for building mental toughness. Negative visualization means imagining the worst-case scenario and thinking about how you would handle it. For example, imagine losing your job or getting sick or losing someone you love. How would you cope? What would you do? By thinking about these situations before they happen, you prepare yourself emotionally and mentally. This doesn't mean you should live in fear or expect the worst to happen, but it helps you realize that you can handle whatever life throws at you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "He who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." So, practice negative visualization to build your resilience. Let's also talk about gratitude. The Stoics believe that we should appreciate what we have, rather than always wanting more. In our modern world, it's easy to focus on what we lack: more money, more success, more happiness. But the Stoics remind us that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. Take time to appreciate the simple things in life: your health, your family, your friends, the beauty of nature. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have, and that brings peace and contentment. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal every night, reflecting on what he was grateful for. You can do the same. At the end of each day, think about 3 things you are grateful for. This simple practice will help you stay positive and strong. Finally, let's talk about mindfulness. The Stoics believed in living in the present moment. They knew that the past is gone and the future is uncertain, so the only moment we truly have is now. If you spend too much time worrying about the future or regretting the past, you miss out on the present. Mindfulness means paying attention to what is happening right now, without judgment. It means being fully engaged in whatever you are doing, whether it's working, talking to a friend, or eating a meal. When you practice mindfulness, you reduce stress and anxiety, and you find more joy in life. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is, or is not, in my control?" By staying present, you focus on what you can control, and that makes you mentally strong. To sum up, Stoicism teaches us how to become mentally indestructible by focusing on what we can control, changing our perspective, accepting reality, living with virtue, practicing negative visualization, being grateful, and staying mindful. These principles are not just ideas, they are practical tools you can use every day to build mental toughness and resilience. Life will always have challenges, but with Stoicism, you can face them with courage and peace. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and you have the power to choose how you respond to whatever happens. So, start practicing Stoicism today and become the mentally indestructible person you were meant to be.